Nearing the end of your life presents an arguably unique challenge for women. If you are aware that you're nearing the end of your life, that does mean you didn't have a sudden, unexpected death. With this awareness, you are experiencing moments of decline, and you're trying to navigate it. My name is Pamela Wu Williams. I'm a nurse practitioner. I've been working in geriatrics and palliative care for the last 20 years. I'm currently the lead nurse practitioner for Mass General Brigham's home-based palliative care program. I have the privilege of caring for my patients in their homes as they are nearing the end of their lives, and I witness the challenges that surface. With my patients and you today, I have to address the fears of dying, fears of giving up, and open the dialogue to one of the most certain things every person here will go through. Talking about end of life encounters a wide range of tolerance and emotions. As a palliative care nurse practitioner, I address this conversation as I am caring for the whole physical and emotional person within their surrounding supports and family. Unlike hospice, whose core focus is the comfort management of the dying process, I am aiming to improve quality of life as I'm targeting symptom management and I'm assisting patients and families with future planning. I work on an interdisciplinary team. Thankfully, I don't do this work alone. My team supports the evolving goals and care needs of a person with serious illness, often multiple illnesses that are progressive and incurable. Palliative care teams often include nurses, doctors, social workers, and if you're lucky, a chaplain. The basis of palliative care is strengthening quality of life when quantity of life is diminishing. In home-based care, I have the opportunity to be immersed in how my patients are living and functioning. I typically meet patients who now have a prognosis of a few years or maybe less. Typically, they have end-stage heart disease, progressive lung disease, maybe dementia or frailty. I ask, how can I support what you are hoping for and plan for what you are worried about? As I get at the heart of what really matters to my patients, I hear a common theme. What matters most is home. Home with family, but over and over, it's being home in the place that's familiar, in the place you created. What threatens this goal is the losses that come with illnesses. Functional losses, maybe cognitive changes, maybe lost supports as everyone is aging together. For many women, our challenge is our role shifting from being the caregiver to now needing the care. Our identity and expectation is deeply tied to caring for our families. Our identities are challenged when we can no longer fulfill this role. For my patient, I'll call her Shirley. She told me that taking care of others has defined her life. When she was a teenager, her mom passed away, so she raised her younger siblings. Then she got married and she raised her own family. She took care of her father through the end of his life. When her husband became ill, she of course took care of him at home. And in between, she joyfully babysat many grandchildren. When I walked into her living room, every wall was plastered with family photos. Even though her emphysema caused her to struggle to find her breath, the idea that she would stop being a caregiver was not even a possibility. With Shirley, we talked about accepting care from her family, since she played a vital role modeling caregiving, and she nurtured family into caregivers who wanted to joyfully give back to her. This wasn't an easy acceptance for her. Accepting help for the mundane, everyday things makes aging or illness very real. It holds deep significance when you find yourself needing help. This loss of independence challenges the caregiver roles that women experience through their lives. It's shattering and emotional to have a change in your purpose. This role shift often encounters resistance, a lot of resistance. I have seen it take a catastrophic hip fracture to move someone to accepting care. This resistance also causes so much family anxiety. For my own grandmother, Helen, we had to bring her from Massachusetts to New Jersey to convene a large family meeting. Helen had spent her life always supporting everyone around her. She was always present and willing to help family and friends. She took her grandchildren on trips across the globe. She helped pay for our college tuitions, and she cooked so many amazing meals. She wanted to maintain control of her life, but she was up against advancing frailty. Only after her sons and granddaughters all expressed their concerns to my grandmother, the matriarch of our family, did she agree to have a home health aide. Like many women, she fought so hard when she cared for others, and then fought just as hard to resist her own care. Helen was able to accept that external family help did lessen and balance the total family stress. She developed a bond with her aide, a friendship that my family still maintains 8 years later. Within this challenge exists complex layers of emotions. You want and you expect your family to take care of you. After all, you just spent many years taking care of them. And simultaneously, you don't want to become a burden. Women often take responsibility for caring for their family and ensuring everyone else's needs are met. I met Elsa when she was 91. She identified with being a social worker and fiercely independent. And she was the caregiver to her husband, who suffered from dementia. She knew with her chronic pain and declining function, she was going to need more help. But she would only set up the minimal amount of help, and every time she felt better, she cut back. As her ability to be independent dwindled, she traded off accepting care from aides instead of asking her family for help. But she always struggled with the internal back and forth. She felt owed something, but she didn't want to take anyone's time or have anyone else be be responsible for her. Elsa found a balance with hiring aides, though we often discussed the emotional pain she felt. My work in palliative care creates a space to acknowledge the challenge of women shifting from caregiver to care receiver. The emotions are seen and do not need to be held silently. You shouldn't give up the fight that keeps you going, and also should not be defeated by adjusting to a new role. I want my patients to hold on to their independence while accepting that a little help goes a long way. It's helpful to acknowledge how frustrating it is to compromise, even though we often compromise ourselves when we're caring for others. In the end, we deserve the care, and we're probably responsible for shaping the caregivers around us. For my last patient, June, she also wanted to maintain the status of mother, independent, not a burden, in control, and in charge. Her daughters lovingly described her as stubborn. I would give her my care recommendations, and she would nod her head in agreement. And then in the background, the daughter would give me a slightly wide-eyed look with a quiet sigh. That signaled to me June had a different plan in her mind. Although she rejected many of her children's care recommendations, she did experience great pride in her daughters in the moments that she allowed them to be her caregivers. We conversed about how her acceptance of their care allowed them to experience the joy, the love, and the gratitude of becoming the next generation of caregivers. The care wasn't without its challenges, but it deepened their relationship. It was an intimate and complete circle. In the words of Rosalind Carter, there are only 4 kinds of people in the world: those that have been caregivers, those that are currently caregivers, those that will be caregivers, and those who will need a caregiver. I believe as women, we experience all of these roles. Part of adapting and part of upholding the goal to be home is gracefully making this role shift from the caregiver to the care receiver. Thank you.